Welcome to the English Listening Lounge, the podcast designed to help you speak English confidently and naturally. I'm your host, Mia, and with me is Alex.
Hey everyone, glad to be back. It's a good thing we are too, because honestly, it's been a hectic week for me, so this is the perfect topic.
Well, that's the perfect place to start then. Welcome, officially, to our episode on work-life balance. So Alex, tell me, how's work been?
Hectic, like I said. It feels like everything decided to happen all at once. We have a major project deadline coming up, my car needed to go to the mechanic, and I promised to help my friend move this weekend.
Wow, that is a lot on your plate.
Yeah, I'm juggling a lot right now. It feels like I'm constantly switching from one task to another without a moment to breathe. How about you? How has your week been?
It's been busy, but in a different way. I've been trying to be more intentional with my time. I felt like I was getting close to being really burnt out a few weeks ago, so I knew I had to make a change. So I can totally relate to that feeling of being pulled in a million directions. It's like you're trying to spin all these plates and you're just waiting for one to drop. It's exhausting.
Oh yes, I get that. What did you do?
Well, for one, I'm trying to get into a better routine. Instead of just reacting to whatever email or message comes in first, I'm trying to structure my mornings around my most important tasks.
That makes sense. Sort of taking control of the day before it takes control of you.
Exactly. It's hard, but I'm making progress, slowly but surely. I've also been stricter about my evenings. I turn off my work notifications at 6 p.m., no exceptions.
That's the dream. I feel like my work life just bleeds into my personal time. I'll be watching a movie and find myself checking my email. It's a terrible habit.
It really is, and it's the fastest way to feel completely exhausted. I got to a point where I just felt so drained. I told my friend, I think I'm burnt out. It was a wake-up call. I realized I need a reset, you know?
Yeah, definitely. A reset sounds amazing right now. What does a reset look like for you?
For me, it's about disconnecting. Maybe a weekend trip with no laptop. Or even just a full day where I leave my phone at home and go for a long walk in nature. Something to clear my head and remind me there's more to life than a to-do list.
I really need to do that. It's just hard to find the time when you're juggling so many things. It feels like if I take one day off, I'll just fall further behind.
I understand that fear, but I've found that taking that time actually makes me more productive when I come back. My mind is clearer and I have more energy. It's an investment, not a loss.
That's a good way to look at it. Okay, you've inspired me. After this project deadline, I am going to schedule a reset day for myself.
That's fantastic, Alex. But let me ask you something. Does a part of you feel guilty when you think about scheduling that day off? I know for me, that's often the biggest hurdle.
Oh, 100%. It's like there's this voice in my head that says, if you're not working, you're being lazy, or the team needs you. You can't just disappear for a day. It's a tough feeling to shake, that pressure to always be available and productive.
Exactly. It's this idea that being a team player means sacrificing your own well-being. I had a situation last year where I was the go-to person for a specific type of problem, and I loved helping, but it got to the point where people would call me on my days off. At first, I would always answer because I didn't want to let anyone down, but I realized I was teaching them that I was always available and my own time wasn't respected. And, this conversation has been great. We've used a lot of really natural, common phrases to talk about being busy. I think this would be a perfect time to break them down for our listeners.
Great idea. Let's transition into our vocabulary and phrase swap segment. Where should we start?
Let's start with the first one you used. It's been a hectic week. What exactly does hectic mean here, Alex?
Hectic just means extremely busy and filled with activity. It implies a bit of chaos or being rushed. It's a perfect word for when you feel like you've been running around all week. It's a very common casual expression.
Right, so you'd say it to a friend. In a more formal setting, say with a manager, you probably wouldn't use the word hectic. You might say something like, it's been a very demanding week, or I've been managing several priorities.
Exactly. Okay, next up, a phrase I also used: I'm juggling a lot right now. This one creates a great visual image. It means you're trying to manage several different activities or responsibilities at the same time, like a circus juggler.
It's a fantastic idiom. A more formal way to express this could be, I'm currently handling multiple projects, or my workload is quite substantial at the moment.
That sounds very professional. How about one of your phrases, Mia? You said, I'm trying to get into a better routine.
Yes, this simply means I'm trying to establish a new, more organized set of habits or a schedule. It implies you're making a conscious effort to change how you do things. A formal equivalent might be, I am working on optimizing my workflow, or I am structuring my schedule more effectively.
Nice. Okay, what about the big one? I'm burned out, or I need a reset. This is so important.
It really is. Burned out means you are physically and mentally exhausted from stress or overwork. I need a reset is a slightly softer way of saying you need a break to recover. In a formal context, especially if speaking to HR or a manager, you might say, I'm feeling the effects of an extended period of high pressure, or I would benefit from taking some time off to recharge.
That's a very diplomatic way to put it. And finally, the optimistic one. I'm making progress, slowly but surely.
I love this phrase. Slowly but surely means that progress is happening even if it's not fast. It emphasizes consistency and patience. In a formal project update, you could say, we are advancing steadily towards our goals, or consistent progress is being made.
Excellent breakdown. I hope that helps our listeners understand not just what these phrases mean, but also when and how to use them. Now, I think it's time for some listener practice.
Yes, it's your turn. We're going to give you a couple of prompts, and we want you to pause the podcast and try to answer them out loud. You can write your answer in the comments below also. Ready?
Okay, prompt number 1. Think about your past week. Using one of the phrases we learned, how would you describe it to a friend? For example, was it hectic or you juggling a lot?
Take a moment to think and form your sentence. Go ahead and pause now if you'd like. Great job. Okay, ready for the second one, Alex?
Let's do it. Prompt number 2. Imagine you want to make a positive change in your life. Maybe learn a new skill or exercise more. How would you describe your efforts? Try to use, I'm trying to get into a better routine, or I'm making progress slowly but surely.
Again, take a moment to think and speak your answer. You can pause the podcast.
Fantastic. Practice is the key to making these phrases a natural part of your vocabulary. The more you use them, the more confident you'll become.
That brings us to the end of another episode of the English Listening Lounge. We hope this conversation about work, life, and burnout was helpful for you.
Remember to be kind to yourselves, and it's okay to take a break when you need a reset. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
We'll see you next time. Bye.